Sometimes mysteries are meant to be untold. Welcome to the 1 hour, one brain cell podcast. Luckily for y'all, the mysteries will be told on this episode of the show. So you will not have to sit on the edge of your seat for something that will never happen. Anyway, welcome to the show. I am joined by my co-host. We misspelled your name this week. How come we misspelled your name? You spelled it Jordan. I thought it was spelled Jonah? Question mark?
It's a common misconception. The people in Ohio do things a little differently. In all my years, that's one I've never had before. So it was kind of nice to have a little novelty, a little, usually it's my last name that gets goofed, but the first name was something new and different and horrible. So thank you, Ohio State. And I am joined as always by my co-host, Richard the Treacherous.
Richard the Treacherous. Let's go. Great show for you on tap this week. Jordan is, I believe, still half asleep. Do you have your coffee with you?
I had it at about 5:45 this morning.
Oh my God.
And then I had a second helping at about 1 p.m. and it is now 6:35 p.m. So I got about a good half hour left before I hit the bottom. So let's get this going. I'm on fumes. There is no sugar in the tank here.
We're gonna make it no sugar in the tank left. Can you? Speaking of which, are you able to check your Twitter DMs while we're on the show or no?
I can check the brand's Twitter DMs.
No, that's not gonna help. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, I will send it to the brand account.
If I remember my password.
I will send it to the brand account then. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah, I can get the brand. I'm in the brand account. Accessed.
Okay.
I'm in.
Hang on.
Enhance.
Hang on. I gotta find this. Okay, here we go. This is great for this. Oh, hello?
Oh, was this that thing with the sun and the cat in it that you sent me on Instagram?
No, that's Instagram. No.
That one was great, by the way.
Yeah.
That is really how I'm feeling this week. So you captured that perfectly.
All right, I just sent it. I just sent you the meme.
This is it's one of those fun little letter boards that people usually put dumb stuff on. Like I have one in my house that says, I hope you like Taylor Swift, I think. This one says, I'm at the age where if you text me after 9 p.m., I'm texting back at 4:36 a.m. That's true. I've sent texts at that time before. I've answered phone calls at that time before. Try not to.
It's now 4:36 p.m.
Whoa, that's crazy. Inception.
Oh, do you like my lock screen, by the way? Do you like my lock screen?
I do. It fits really well. It has aura.
It has aura. And that, my friends, is a great transition because we're going to kick off the show with something we wanted to talk about last week, but it happened after we were set to record. So we're going to talk about it now. This is, I thought I was listening to Chaotic last week. And it was funny because they were, I don't remember if it was Joe and Naomi that were, or Katie, one of the three of them, was like, this is the show you come to get your news 4 or 5 or 6 weeks late.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about like the plane that had crashed, I believe.
Oh, that's crazy. They're that far behind. Wow.
Yeah. So
we're
that's
only
what
like a week usually.
Yeah, so that's what you come to our show for. You come to our show to get the news 1 week late because on next week's show, we'll be talking about something that had already happened like a week earlier, which was testing at Bahrain. So we'll get to that next week. But this week on the show, we want to talk to you about F175, the launch of the Formula One season there at the O2. We're going to get to all of our thoughts on every single livery. We'll get you the best and the worst of the bunch. And so let's kick it off with that. Since I was just showing you my Lewis Hamilton lock screen, I want to bring it up again. I might change this. I don't know if I'm going to keep this.
I
I'm
really
like,
like it though.
me too.
I
It's like
really like it. And it
it'll be
fits
hard.
well, like it fills the whole screen. It's got good proportion, good like composition. That's the word I was looking for. It has nice composition.
It does. Um, I think it's funny that like a lot of people have pictures of their significant other or their dog, or something very personal to them. No, mine's just a picture
Lewis
of
Hamilton can
Lewis
be
Hamilton.
personal to you. Mine is Max Verstappen. That's personal to me. It's the photo of him at Qatar from this year after winning the
Hmm.
World
Yeah,
Drivers with the fireworks in the background.
yeah,
He's got the new Drivers Champion helmet.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's something
stupid.
that can be personal to you. A drink is a friend, and an F1 driver can be your wallpaper.
Yes, yes. All right, let's dive in. Um, I was surprised. I didn't think you were going to be able to watch it at all because you were, as you have been
I was
doing,
on a
as you were in
bus.
your,
I was
yeah,
actively on a bus.
in your busy season here to wrap up
Hmm.
swim and dive season in the spring. So I was surprised you were texting me. I didn't think you were going to be able to watch it because I knew you were on the road, but
Hmm.
you got to watch it, as did I. I had to leave in the middle of mine to go to a dermatologist appointment,
And then you made it back. Yeah.
and then I made it back. Um, my favorite part is, well, I guess not my favorite part, but I had to leave literally right when they were getting to Ferrari. And so I
Mm.
was I had it on my phone. I was listening to it on my phone as I was driving over there. And the Ferrari presentation starts like right when I get up to the counter to like check in. And um, when I go to pull up, I forgot that it was like changed over from Bluetooth. So then I could show up to the counter and I go press
Beautiful.
play on it again. And the volume was jacked up. I was like, oops, sorry.
Well, yeah, everyone in that waiting room is going to enjoy the Ferrari reveal, it seems. I missed a little bit of the McLaren reveal because that was right when we arrived.
You didn't miss much.
I also don't care. That's
Yeah.
my least favorite team. It's no secret. So there you go. Terrible hat this week, by the way. I can't wait until your Ferrari one gets here so you can stop wearing that.
I know. Do you know, first of all, I'm wearing this because this is papaya orange, but IndyCar is starting this weekend. So again, this has nothing to do with the Formula One team. This is the IndyCar team. So
I know, but it's got the logo on it.
I
It's
am
the
supporting
color.
I am supporting uh Pato Award, who we actually like.
So get a Pato hat. Get a driver cap. If you
Hey, I
if
I
you're
didn't have
supporting Pato.
I didn't have to pay for this hat, okay? I got it for free. So
Yeah, that's because they can't give that color away. Next question. That's all.
anyway, I'm mad because if you look on the Ferrari web store, it says pre-order shipping by April something or other. So I'm not going to get
Okay.
I bought my hat 2 weeks ago and it's not going to show up till April.
Hmm.
Ferrari, you knew this was going to happen for a year. Why is it taking so long? I want it now.
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy.
I want it now and I want cheaper merch because I don't want to spend $120 on a Ferrari jacket.
Daddy, I want another pony. Yeah. Yeah.
So if anybody's got discount codes out there, I'll just go to the
Yeah.
damn, I'll just go to Etsy. I'll just go buy the fake crap. All right.
Hey, some of those Etsy shirts are pretty solid.
Yeah.
The ones that have the collages of Lewis on there. And now they actually have photos in his race suit to use.
Yeah.
They'll be more legit instead
Yeah.
of like photoshopping him into the suit and then putting him on the shirt.
Yes.
Like that's a lot of layers. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm at some point I need to buy a shirt as well. So I'll figure it out. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, that's what this show is. It's just 1 hour
We
of
digress.
digressing.
We should have just called it We Digress.
Yes.
It's not too late to change it, but it's kind of too late to change it.
We'll do that in
That's
season
a lot of
3.
work.
When we get to season 3, we'll retitle it.
That's a lot of work. I don't really feel like it.
It is a
Has to
good
be
name
next
for
season.
the title of the podcast. This title of the show this week.
Mhm.
All right.
Sorry.
Anyway, back on track for the love of goodness. Jesus. Um, yes, the actual F-175 show was actually pretty fun. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I was worried that it was gonna like be super silly and like and it was not gonna be very entertaining and it was gonna be like like oh this is not fun to watch. But they crushed it. Jack Whitehall was so funny. He was the
He
perfect
was.
host for.
He was a great choice. I didn't really know what to expect, but he did an awesome job with the crowd work and otherwise, and like just keeping people engaged. But he's got some chops. He's funny.
Yes, yeah, he is. I agree. He was roasting all of the drivers and thirsting over Charles Leclerc. I think the entire show.
I mean, who's not? Everyone in the audience
Whomst.
is. Whomst. Yeah.
The cool thing I did enjoy and I did not expect was that like every team was gonna get to like put their own spin on things. And so they all got their, 7 to 8 minutes to make their own presentation. And I thought it was great. Instead of just like, oh, here we go again. Here's the car, blah, blah, blah. Here's the, next thing. And everybody was like, didn't put any effort into it. Like, I thought it was cool. A lot of the presentations were super fun, super unique. And it was cool. I enjoyed most of it. Some were more over the top than the others.
Hmm.
Um, and, um, and some drivers wanted to be there more than others.
Yep. I did like that they had the cars there, and that was
Yes.
that was a big selling point because I think we were maybe led to believe or misled to believe that the cars weren't going to be present. It was just going to be like photos of the livery.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the way that they had the stage set up, they had like big screens on every side. And until the first car came out, I was like, are they just going to project, the image of the car like onto the sides of those screens or something? And then it'd be super anticlimactic. But then they actually rolled the car out from behind the stage and they had the drivers there and a fair number of the team principals and things like that. It was cool. James Vowles didn't do that bad in front of a crowd, even though Jack Whitehall was roasting him the entire time for his aura. Um, he did a fine job. Christian Horner got booed.
Yes.
Max Verstappen got booed. That's going to happen. Um, and I continue to be baffled about why McLaren gets random special treatment and why Andrea Stella is never involved and it's always Zach Brown that gets the
Yeah.
glory. Like
Yeah.
I know he doesn't want it. I think that's what we've come to the explanation is like he doesn't really want to do the media and be involved, so he gives it all to Zach Brown. I'm like, this is the guy, this is the mastermind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
then
agree.
Martin Brundle was there for whatever reason. So
Martin Brundle was there.
the car's ugly. Martin Brundle was there. It was really
Yeah.
underwhelming. I'm glad I
Yeah. I
missed
agree.
it.
I agree.
Yeah.
um, let's get to some letterbox reviews, shall we? Before we get to have our livery rankings, there's some good ones
Yeah.
here. First of all,
Mhm.
why this event was on Letterboxd at all? It was really intriguing to me.
So funny. I'm like, I don't feel like I should log this, but it's kind of funny to log it.
All right, so let's roll through some of these.
Mhm.
Um, rewatched just to see Aston Martian reveal Aston Martian and the FIA getting booed, which was also great. That was maybe the best part of the entire thing was they were they were trying to wax the FIA and everybody was like, "Get out of here, boo."
Mhm.
This is to me what the Victoria's Secret fashion show is to others.
Yep. There's a lot of
Really,
there's a lot of variations of those. I'm looking at one that says I loved seeing Lewis at the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Lewis Hamilton,
um,
sidetrack. This is my hot take. Lewis Hamilton surely knows Victoria's Secret. He knows. He has to know. If there's anybody that knows, it's Scuderia Ferrari. They know.
he posted a picture of like him and Anna Wintour again, like they're
That's
friends.
so funny.
So
Well, yeah, he
So
goes
I
to
know she
the.
has.
He's like a co-chair of the Met Gala or something.
So I know he's got nothing that has nothing to do with Victoria's Secret. But I mean, I feel
He
like if
knows
anybody,
Victoria's Secret.
yeah,
Episode title: Lewis Hamilton knows Victoria's Secret.
live, laugh, love, Charles Leclerc,
Correct.
Victoria's Secret fashion show for people with car autism.
Crazy.
MF's online losing their minds about the HP logos they're sending me. My brother in Christ, your team is literally named Scuderia Ferrari HP.
Scuderia Ferrari HP. The HP logo does ruin the aura. I will tell you that. And the
We'll get
fact
to
that it's
that. We'll get to
blue,
that.
the blue is gross.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Cool your jets, okay? Cool your jets.
No, I can't cool my jets. I have 26 minutes left before I crash for the day.
I want to make this a marathon show, and Lori just keep talking until you fall asleep on the show, or just close your laptop and it's just me yapping to nobody for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, go ahead and log off for me.
I can do a 2-hour monologue about Oppenheimer.
No, we're back to zero.
She's not here. Yes. Okay. Back on track, for goodness sake. Back on track. Girl, why are they acting like Hunger Games tributes?
That
was my favorite.
Putting the music over it.
Yeah. That was my favorite edit of the entire one. That was incredible. It was the third annual quarter quell too, because it's F175. The third Eurovision with a sprinkle of Hunger Games.
Yep.
Yep. Wait, just clocked that this livery event is kind of like the Met Gala for people with car autism.
Why are people? Everyone is getting clocked for car autism here. Like, come on.
James vows born to be a Victoria's Secret angel, forced to be William's team principal.
Crazy. Somebody said, I was waiting for Caesar Flickerman at one point, back to the Hunger Games thing. The Red Bull one reminded me of the Charlie XCX guest Grammy performance. Great dig. That's a great pull. With like all the people coming in their like cars to be part of the like entourage for the Red Bull like release video. I could see that. I think that's funny. Let Max Verstappen sing Von Dutch.
Just get a couple of gin and tonics in him, and he's game.
He would do it. Carlos Sainz was like, this might be my only chance to sing Smooth Operator in an arena, and then he didn't do it. Kind of let us down.
I know. Come on, Carlos. Come on. Let's see what else. Who invited MGK? Hey, there's no MGK slander. I've seen MGK live and he was great. He was
The Razor Blade guitar was kind of sweet.
That is cool, right?
That was kind of sweet. I'll give him points for that.
And his he tours the female guitarist, and I can't remember her name on top of my head, but she is great. She is so cool. She is terrific. Anyway, so there's your F175 Letterboxd reviews, everybody, which for some reason is available to log on Letterboxd. All right, we can move on to the actual cars now. Okay, this is the car autism part of the show, everybody, where we get to talk about
I have senior superlatives cooked up for every team that I just wrote down before the race. Good God, before the show.
All right, we'll go. I don't know what order we're gonna go in. Should we go in order? Should we get the crap out of the way first? Like, should we get McLaren and Mercedes out of the way first?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get the crap out of the way first. Okay, let's bring up the same old crappy ass livery that we always get for the papaya. There's the McLaren livery right there. And that's enough of that.
I gave this the Still Ugly award.
I said I said boring ass livery, boring ass drivers.
Yep. McLosers. Next question.
All right, here we go. Next up is, again, another team in which they just decide to run it back. There's Mercedes.
I gave this one the S2A2 award, the same stuff as always.
Then they're letting a child drive this thing this year. An
They
actual
are.
child. Why are they
Mhm.
doing that? I don't have anything
I
against Kimi
I
Antonelli.
don't
I'm sure
know.
he's a nice kid, but like, why is he in F1? Anyway,
They don't want to win, apparently.
no, apparently not.
Well, when
Okay.
here's the sitch. When he crashes out enough times and we get Valtteri back in a Mercedes, I will be pulling for that man.
Oh, that'd be great. Heck yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. All right, here we go. Okay, let's move on to. There we
This
go.
is
I'm
like
just gonna pick.
testing your technical direction
Yeah,
skills
I'm gonna
here.
pick my. I'm just picking random ones at this
All right.
point. Aston Martin in a ditch. What do you think about this one?
Um, the car's not great. The reveal was super cheesy, and I know Fernando Alonso did not want to do it, so they probably just had to bribe him with a new car.
And the James. I thought the James Bond stuff was cool. Cheesy, yes, but cool.
Cheesy, yeah,
And
cheesy.
the livery's always gonna suck as long as Daddy's paying for the ride. So
It's a. I just feel like the white on that makes it really gross. As with another car, but then the lime green with the racing green is kind of interesting
mm-hmm.
in a bad
uh,
way.
Speaking of green, this is actually low key like one of my favorites.
Chartreuse. I liked this more than I thought I would.
Me too. Me too.
I did,
I
and
think
their reveal
the
was kind of
green,
cool.
yeah, the drum line was sick. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I just love I love that super dope like um brat green. I'm gonna call it's not quite brat green, but I'm gonna call it brat green anyway.
It's
It
really
just
recognizable.
it
Like lean
sticks
into
out.
it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's going away next year, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Whatever.
It's a clean looking car. It really
Hmm.
is. And like we don't condone gambling here, but the stake logo looks good on that car.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we got America. F yeah. Hossy on the track.
Gritty. Gritty Haas. It could have been worse. It could have been better. I'm not sure. I like it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I
I
like
think
it. It's
yeah,
true to its identity.
it's okay. Yeah, I still
Yeah.
miss the I still think their best livery was the black the believe it or not, the
The rich
black and
energy
gold
one.
rich energy one.
Hmm.
But I digress. Okay, anyway, let's continue on. I'm excited for SD Bestie and Oliver Behrman this year.
Ollie,
I think
the
they might
bear.
be they're my second favorite driver pairing on the grid.
Hmm?
So we always root for Haas around here. Okay, so there's Haas. What else? What have I gotten through? Here we go. Let's go to this one. Let's go to our French besties.
The
There it
French
is.
bringing out a DJ was absolutely crazy. This looks like a gender reveal party, and you said that they're having twins. It was a great
Yeah.
add-on. They're having a boy and a girl, or we
Yeah.
don't know yet. You have to cut it open like a cake and see what's inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Awkward as hell though that they brought up Jack Doohan. I think I told you this at the time. Like they just brought up Jack Doohan to show up, and they're gonna fire his ass after 5 races anyway.
Yeah.
And they're trying to walk that back. They're like, nah, he's gonna stick around. Bull crap! Why'd you bring in
No, he's not.
Colapinto then? Like, no,
Yeah.
no. Doohan's
You
gone after five
paid
races.
that much money for Franco Colapinto to not serve him up to drive. And
Yeah.
activating Doohan's contract early last year and just the whole thing reeks like they're going to get rid of him, which sucks. He seems like a nice guy and could be a good driver, but he's
Mm-hmm.
going to get the short end of the stick because Alpine.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, here we go. We got Williams here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell from this particular picture, but
It's fine. It's like two different shades of blue.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's average. Not that
It's
exciting.
it's just fine.
They got a new title sponsor though, so good for them. They got more money coming in,
Hmm.
so maybe they'll be a little bit more competitive this year.
Yep,
And I hope Carlos Sainz does well.
I do too.
I like Carlos.
And
He's
so
the
does
new,
James Vowles.
and he's the new head of the drivers association. So, all right, let's see
Mhm.
who we haven't gotten to yet. Let's see. We've
Uh,
done.
your team, my team, and VCAR by my count.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go to RB. What are we calling them this year? Toro Rosso.
Visa Cash App Racing Bulls.
All right,
Run me
cool.
my check.
This low key may be my number one seed. Low
I have to
key,
agree with you. Yep. High key.
low key,
High key number one for me.
high key number one.
It's
The
beautiful.
white looks so cool. I love the white and the red and the blue. It just
It's
looks cool.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Now the suits could be better. The green on the suits throws me off. But the team kit looks really good too. I don't know if you've seen the team kit, but
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
the white shirt with sort of the like gradient or like pixelated like jumping bull logo on it. That's so sweet. The race suits are maybe not it, but the car is my favorite high key hands down.
I like the car. It's gonna look cool on the track with all the dark colors else out there running, right? I think it's because there's only like this one and then the Haas are really the only one that are like have more white in it than not. Okay, so there's that one. We'll get to, of course, my favorite of the bunch. Let's go. Bring this up. I know you I don't know, I don't get your hate for this. Look at that beauty. That is so damn sexy. The sexiest
It
car on the
could
grid
be.
this year.
It could be with just make that white stripe black or make it a different shade of red or make it yellow. And I desperately wish that they would color tone the HP logo instead of slapping that white and blue logo all over all their red merch. Like the shell logo fits because it's yellow.
Mm-hmm.
But something about that drives me crazy with the HP logo and then the white. I think it's gross. It looks like it's trying to print a sheet of paper.
See, this is where I disagree with you.
jam.
This is my Ferrari homerism coming in, maybe. I don't know. But it doesn't bother me at all. I don't care about the logos on these cars mean nothing to me. They're just all just crap. I don't know what any of these sponsors are, nor do I care. I'm not going to buy any of your stinking Ray-Bans or buy another IBM computer, Ferrari, okay? I don't,
Yeah, neither of us can afford a Richard Mille, so we gotta just pass on
or
that
HP
one.
printer. Like millennials, we're young, we don't own printers. So like I don't care about the sponsor logos, they're just there. And whatever. But I like the white. I like the contrast with that dark red and the white. I think it just makes the car
I
stick.
love the dark red. I do, but the white sheet of printer paper and then the white on the front wing is driving me crazy. It just doesn't fit with the rest of the car.
You're not alone in that feeling, but I disagree with you. Humbly disagree. Okay. Anyway, I can leave that up for the
That's
whole
fine.
show. All right, let's get to this final one. I did not bring up today's pictures of the RB21, which we apparently finally got to. But
Oh, yeah,
wait,
the
no,
testing.
that's not it. That's the RB again. Son of a bitch. Sorry, I brought up RB instead of Red Bull. They shouldn't have two teams. That's stupid. All right, anyway, there we go. This now,
Same as always.
yeah, timeout. This is actually the 2025 livery. This isn't the same. This isn't 2024, 2023, 2022.
Yeah, the sponsors have changed just slightly, which is pretty much the only way that you can tell that this is different. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a really, really recognizable car, and it's going to be more difficult now that RB has gone in a very similar direction to this one to sort of tell them apart. But like, F2 does fine with that problem. They have like multiple Red Bull sponsored cars.
Yeah. The news from Tuesday was that the RB21 was finally revealed, and people were speculating. I sent you a video. I don't know if you watched it or not, but people were speculating that there's really no difference between the two cars that you could see from the pictures, and so people were speculating that what we're seeing isn't actually the real RB21, and it's a misdirection, and so they're saying it's the RB21, but it's really not, and they're waiting to bring that out for testing. Starting tomorrow, right?
Sure,
so
like we had some cars doing some misdirection or camouflage livery for their initial testing, and some people like Haas that just decided to send it and put the thing out on track anyway. So there's always gamesmanship in F1. People are always trying to get a leg up or put blinders on the competition, but if it is if it is more like the Red Bull that we know, if it's even marginally better than the RB20, I'll be happy. That car was garbage at the end of, well, in the middle of last year, that car was garbage. It was fine at
Mm-hmm.
certain times at the end of last year, and it was fine at the beginning of last year.
Right.
It let me down. RB20 went to the
Mm-hmm.
trash compactor.
Yep. Um, hopefully, no more flexi wings. Those are likely to go away very early on in
Yeah,
the season as well.
please.
Okay. Before we move on from the liveries, I want to ask you this question. I'm going to
Mm,
spring this on you, completely out
sure.
of nowhere, but I gotta keep you on your toes. Speaking of liveries, do you have an all-time favorite Formula One livery?
Mm, I mean the white Singapore Red Bull is
Mm,
incredible, but um I also really liked Red Bull did one year that was like a disruptor or something. I don't remember what they called it, but it was the like black and white kind of like digi print. That one was cool. Um I mean the all-timer the all-timer probably most recognizable of Formula 1 would be the Ferraris in the Schumacher era that were just the bright red all the way through.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a reason people associate that color with Ferrari and they just leaned into it and those cars were unbeatable on track.
Yeah.
You start getting into
For
some of the older stuff like the Benettons and the Jordans and all those
yeah,
random sponsors, you can get in the weeds with it, but
yeah. The my favorite and hands down, it's the first one I think of is the Senna Prost McLaren from
mm,
the late '80s and early '90s.
mhm. But back
Right.
when
That's
McLaren was white and red and not
the red and
orange.
the red and white tobacco sponsorship.
Hmm?
Uh,
The Marlboro sponsorship.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was really
So anyway,
recognizable. Yeah.
yes, those that's probably elite tier for me. All right, we can move on now. I think that's been your Formula One this week. More to come. Okay. Um, let's go next on the list. I went to Innings Festival over the weekend. Um,
How was
and
it?
went
How
on
was your
Friday.
experience?
Yeah, went on Friday. Like we talked about last week, did not go on Saturday, so I did not get a chance to see Good Boy Daisy, unfortunately. But it was great. It was great. All four bands we saw were great. Um, loved Fall Out Boy was fun as always. Pete Wentz was rocking a bass with a flamethrower on it, and that was really freaking cool.
Love
Like that
that.
was badass. That was badass as hell. Incubus was cool. I liked Incubus. They had a female bassist who was really great. Um, and then Black Keys were okay. Didn't really pay much attention to them because we were boycotting and we poured one out during Howlin' for You. And then
Fair
also
enough.
All American Rejects were really fun as well. Despite that they haven't put out a song that you know in 15 years. they were actually they were actually pretty
Move
fun.
along gives you hell.
Yes,
Next
we're good.
question. Next
Yeah,
artist. That's the
they
set. Yeah.
and they saved. You know, it's great. Like all the stuff that they played before that was actually pretty good. Like I actually liked it hearing it live because they were pretty good. They were good musicians, and it was. And their front man, their lead singer, was great, and he's a lot of fun. And they were all wearing like full baseball uniforms
Nice.
with the socks pulled all the way up. That said rejects on them. So they were all in and it was great. And they saved all the songs for last. And the guy, he was like, all right, we got all that out of the way. Now bangers only from here on out. And they played Swing Swing. They played Move Along. And they played all the hits at the end of the set. And that was great. Anyway, so I had a great time. A lot of fun. And I think that's it for festivals, unfortunately, because it's starting to get hot here in Arizona. And so that's it for our festival season. Everybody else gets to enjoy their festivals during the summer, and then
Yeah,
I
like
keep
ours are
seeing them.
ours are kind of just starting, and then yours are like, nope, we're good, we're going away.
Like we keep seeing Julian and Torres announce more festivals, more festivals, more festivals. I'm like,
Hmm.
guys, we need another. Can we not do like an indoor festival here in Arizona so y'all can roll through or something?
Nope,
Guess not.
guess
Guess
not,
not.
guess not. Well, they're not
So it
doing
might be
anything in this area either. So
yeah. Shutout. we'll wait till the fall. Roll through in the fall maybe.
Sure.
One last thing. I think I don't have any other music on the schedule for me anytime soon, so I need to. Actually, that's gonna change by Friday because Barty Strange announced his tour on today on Tuesday, and he's playing Crescent Ballroom in like
Nice.
May, and like
That would be a good venue.
I can't. So hopefully I'm able to get tickets for the love of goodness, because he's great live. So he opened for Boy Genius here in Phoenix, in 2023, and that's how I found him and started listening to him. His new album, his new record is great as well. So that would be a great show to go to. There's only like that venue's like 300 people max, I think, or something. So it's my favorite venue in the entire Phoenix area, Crescent Ballroom. So hopefully I get tickets. So wish me luck.
Good luck. You'll have to update the people.
I will update the people. All right, let's continue. It was your alter ego's birthday this weekend.
Apparently it was. Apparently it's been my birthday since the end of December. I'm debating how I even want to tell this story to make it make sense because it just doesn't. None of it makes sense. So, the children I work with, for lack of a better word, decided that, and I think it was well intentioned at first because like we all had Christmas break, and then my birthday was over Christmas break, so nobody saw me. So I came back, and people were wishing me happy birthday when I came back, which was really nice because it was, at least a week after the fact, but they were, catching up and they hadn't seen me in person. It was like, happy birthday. And then a select child decided to just keep wishing me happy birthday over and over and over again. And the thing about wishing someone happy birthday in a public setting with other people around is that it will confuse them. So anybody nearby in earshot is like, it's your birthday? Like, why didn't you say anything? It's not my birthday. Stop it. It was like 10 days ago at least. And then it just kept spiraling. Now no one knows when my actual birthday is, I'm convinced, which might be for the best, honestly, but we've at least gaslit like all the freshmen into not knowing. And this has continued. It's now, the day that we're recording this, it's now February 25th. This has continued from the end of December all the way into the end of February. It's been 2 months now that this joke has been running. I'm not even fazed by it anymore. Like, it doesn't register with me. I'll just say thanks, or I'll wish this person happy birthday back, and we'll go back and forth about it. And at this point, I figured everybody had heard the joke. That was not true, as I quickly found out. We were at the hotel this weekend with the entire team, and we're sitting down eating dinner in the team room, which is just like one of those, ballrooms that they've decided to like stage for a dinner area. And I'm sitting with some of the other coaches, including our head coach and some of the other staff members. And this kid walks in and just says happy birthday, as usual, because that's what we do now. I'm not fazed by it, but I'm sitting directly to the right of our head coach, who puts his hand on my shoulder and looks at me with like wrath in his eyes that I did not tell him that it was my birthday. It's not. But it's a really weird thing to have to explain to someone that you have a running joke for 2 months now about when your actual birthday is. So I'm trying to talk him off the ledge, and everybody else in the background that knows and has already been a part of this is just dying laughing. It's a really strange predicament to be in. And I was like, it already happened, I promise you, literally 2 months ago. It will continue. It will not get better. I guess it was my birthday. It was Jonah's birthday. That was mean. Also, I don't know where that came from. How that got into Jonah is incredible. Everybody else's names were right. I'm not taking offense to it because I thought it was funny. Everybody thought it was funny, but I'm baffled as to how that occurred.
Somebody must have misspelt it on the.
Somebody really fat fingered that thing
when they were trying to print everything out. That actually happened to me one time where I got a misprint on my credential, which was really funny because this was for SEMA, big auto show in Las Vegas. several
Sure.
years ago, and we were picking up our credentials, and my co-host found his. Right, boom. I go up and they're like, "What's your last name?" And I go and I give him my last name, spell it out for him, and they were like, "It's we don't see it. We don't see you in the system." And I go, "What are you talking about, huh?" And so I look up the confirmation email, and on the confirmation email, it spells my name wrong, my last name, and they spelt it Fores.
Forest. Got it. Mhm.
And it took us like 10 minutes to figure this out that it had been misspelled, um, like likely from either I misspelled it and didn't realize it, or somebody on our end we were filling out the application misspelled it.
Sure.
So both of us have now had misspelled names on credentials.
Yeah, I'm like, I would have 100% guessed that it would have been my last name because that's a fun
Mm-hmm.
game to play every time you have to get into the hotel Wi-Fi is like, what is that under? Because it always
Mm-hmm.
asks you for your last name and the room number.
Yeah.
And I've had some crazy combos that get put in for that and just it's insane. So I was like, it'll be the last name if it's something, but it has never been Jonah. But here we are.
That's funny. Are you? I'm assuming you're going to keep that credential somewhere and as
Oh yeah.
a
Well, it's already
piece of
laminated. I'll just
memorabilia.
keep the dang thing. Yeah.
Those accumulate quickly. If
They
Jordan and
do.
I both work in sports, and so I have
Hmm.
so freaking many
Yep.
just stored away somewhere.
Uh-huh.
All right, we can move on, so you can go to sleep. Um, how's Dolores doing? Your plant.
Um, they got a big move today into a plant hospital, which is that I repotted both Dolores and Gertrude. Um, I think when I last gave an update on them, they were not doing so hot because of the cold. They got some cold shock when they had to get brought inside um into my place of employment, and then I did a pretty good job, I think, of like bagging and insulating them when I took them back out from work into my car. But even just on the walk from the parking lot inside, because it was so cold that day, it was like, I don't know, in the single digits probably. And they got pretty well cold shocked, and some of the leaves just never
Mm-hmm.
bounced back. They didn't seem like they were going to. So I trimmed it back, I cut some dead weight, and then one of my plants, my basil, Gertrude has started to be a problem because she was fine when I left her, and I came back and she had gnats, which is
Oof.
not good. And usually, according to Google, I talk like I'm a plant expert, but all of what I've learned about mothering a house plant has come from Google in the last, like, I don't know, month, while I've been preparing for parenthood. Um, Apparently, when you get gnats, it's because the soil is not good. So it's like, too dense or it's not draining well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the problem is that you'll see the bugs, like you'll see the gnats flying around, but those are the adults. And each adult, this is horrifying, each adult can lay up to 300 eggs. And they put the
Oh.
eggs in the soil. So that's the issue is like you
Mm-hmm.
can get rid of all the adults, but there will still be eggs in the soil and you can get rid of the top layer or whatever, but I wasn't willing to take any chances at this point, and I was planning on moving them to a better soil anyway, so I had to go get some potting soil, which leads me to my next tale, my next spin. I'm calling this the potting soil quest, uh, and it takes place at a store called Rural King. Now you'll be familiar with Rural Kings, like, I don't know, Jekyll and Hyde, Tractor Supply Company. I don't belong in a Tractor Supply Company, and I don't belong in a Rural King, and I don't belong in a Rural King in the middle of the Midwest. I don't. I simply don't. But this place had the potting soil I was looking for. I was like, it's 30 seconds down the road. I'm just going to go. So I go, and I pull into the parking lot after work. The first thing I notice is that the parking lot is entirely pickup trucks. I'm like, uh-oh, this is great. So I pull my silly little black SUV with the Max Verstappen sticker in there And I park it. And I'm like, we're good. I'm just going to run and get some potting soil. It'll be fine. I summon all of my composure and confidence to walk in and act like I know where I'm going. I've never been in this store before. But I pick up on the sign that says lawn and garden. I'm like, okay, bet. I go over there. I take a hard left into lawn and garden. And I see the seeds. I see the seed starters. I see the fertilizer. I see horse feed. I see dog food. I see grass, seed. There's all kinds of stuff in there. And I can't find the potting soil for the life of me. So I'm going up and down these halls that are more and more disorganized the more time I spend in there, but I'm wandering the aisles like a Victorian ghost child looking for potting soil. Like if I had a candelabra, it would be and like one of those long flowy white nightgowns that makes me look like I'm gliding along the floor. Like that's what I was doing. I was pacing the aisles looking for potting soil. And I was like, I'll just go ask for help. But there's one person that I've seen working in this store and they're up at the front. They're up at the register at the front. And I heard him talking to a customer when I walked in. And I've never heard this dialect or this accent before, but it was so strongly, I don't know how to describe it, Midwest Southern adjunct that is debatably not English. And I'm like, this isn't going to work. I can't speak country with you. I don't speak that language. So I give up. So I go on my phone and I'm scrolling and I'm looking and the soil says that it's in stock. And I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? So I order it for pickup. I said, you will pull it and you will bring it to me and I will go get it tomorrow. And then I went and got it today. So it was fine. But I felt tempted to ask the cashier, who the person I picked it up from today, different person, had a cough I have never heard in a person that doesn't have active tuberculosis. This whole place is a fever dream. It's like, I feel like you pull up to Rural King. I pull up to Rural King personally, and like the sky goes dark and lightning flashes, and there's like an organ sting that plays, and the whole thing is very like Count Orlok's castle. It's not that bad, but I had a really weird experience both times I went in there, and I took my potting soil and I left, and then I repotted them both today. And we will see. Hopefully I didn't like shock them or do anything weird, but they've been watered. They've been bug treated. Fingers crossed.
Very nice. I pulled this up on the internet to see what it looks like. And it's like a Lowe's and Home Depot knockoff kind of.
Right? It's Tractor Supply Company. I think it's just like under a different brand, but you can get all kinds of like farm and livestock and whatever else like goods there. I'm just in there for potting soil, so I don't belong here. Every person I saw in that store or in that parking lot was wearing like Carhartt and a hat and boots, and I'm in there in my little oversized parka after work. Like, where's your potting soil? My plants are dying. They're not dying.
There's a picture here when I look this up, and it's just an entire row or like an entire aisle that has shelves that are like, there's 5 shelves stacked high and a full aisle of just cowboy boots.
Yeah, they do. They sell tons of workwear and like farm apparel in there. So maybe the next time we're in a market for a cowboy hat, I could go get one there. I'm not sure.
Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Side note, Casey Musgraves is playing here in Phoenix this week, and
that'll be fun. I only know a couple of her songs, but that would be fun, I think. I didn't say yee.
All right, we can.
You got me. You got me. Same wavelength.
I did, but I try not to cuss. Okay. You always get me in trouble on the show for cussing, so I try not to cuss there.
Censored. It's the clean version.
All right, let's wrap up the show with a goodbye. See you later to the greatest of all time, Diana Taurasi. She announced her retirement from professional basketball on Tuesday. Let me read you some, first of all, check this out. This is sick. This should be the new logo. Look at that. That is dope. That should be the new WNBA logo. I don't know who their current logo is modeled after.
It's DT.
Yeah,
She is the
exactly.
logo.
She is the logo, so that should
No,
be.
she's literally the logo, like right now.
Yes. Right
Yeah.
now she is.
Yes.
And that's what it should look like going forward. Let me read you some of her accolades for those who are uninitiated.
Mm-hmm.
Three WNBA championships, all with the Phoenix Mercury. 6 gold medals, 10,646 points, which is the most in league history. 1,447 3-pointers, most in league history. 3,341 field goals, most in history. 20 seasons played, most in history. 17,320 minutes, second in WNBA history. I don't know who has more.
Who has more minutes than Diana Taurasi?
Isn't that crazy? Maybe Sue, but she's the only one I can think of.
Yeah.
That had the same amount of longevity. 565 games, most in history. 2,394 assists, fourth in history. 310 wins, third history. 122 technical fouls, which is the most in WNBA history.
Yes, ma'am. Gritty. It is Sue Bird, by the way. Good call.
Nice. I know my WNBA, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway,
the legend.
she's gonna be missed. It's gonna be so strange, and we talked a little bit about this. I don't even think we talked about it on the podcast, but maybe when we saw each other in person, which is like it's gonna be so weird to watch the Phoenix Mercury this year and not have DT or BG on the court. Like that's gonna be like the strangest thing. Like that's for most people, that's all they've ever known the Phoenix Mercury to be, and
Yeah.
and now they won't be here anymore, which is insane. But yeah, they will be. I'm glad that we got to see them, albeit in a loss, but we got to see them play in a WNBA finals, their final WNBA finals together, a couple of years ago, and that was awesome. So that was actually my first ever WNBA game that I went to, and so the fact that I get to say that I saw Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner play in a WNBA finals together, was pretty cool. So you will be missed, DT.
We
Good
were
luck
lucky, and we knew it.
Yes, good luck in your retirement. And you will be missed. All right. All right. You probably should be asleep by now. I'm surprised you made it the entire show.
I think we have a couple more topics to talk about. Actually, we have 8 minutes. Let's go. Speed hour.
Actually, okay.
Actually,
All right. It's coming home, y'all. It is coming home.
it is. Patty said so. Patty said so.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have that video
Lakers.
pulled up, but anyway, this is straight from like the Marvel producer. Agatha All Along season 2 for sure is something we would want to do, says Marvel head of TV Brad Winderbaum. He also teases they are looking for opportunities to do Hawkeye season 2, which we don't care about.
That
Anyway,
would be fun. I love that the addendum to that quote about Agatha also was like, we're just looking for the right story to do it, and everyone in the fandom is like, go read fan fiction. We all wrote the rest of the story for you. Like, that is crazy. There are some people out there putting words down for this. Like, season 2 is written. Just go ask them if you can use their intellectual property.
It's there, Jack. It's there. They were all we got a nice little reunion too at the Spirit Awards, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was where we got Patty giving it away. She's like, I'm not allowed to say anything because they get me every time I open my mouth. But it was good. We've had that reaction now from Catherine Hahn, from Patty LuPone, and from Jack Schaefer.
Yeah.
That they've all had that, like, wait a minute, I don't know anything. Like, you're like, you know something. People are finding production call sheets for season 2. You know something.
Yeah,
Spill it.
Exactly. Another sad goodbye before we get out of here. I'm just going to read the headline here, which is, that Hooters is preparing to file for bankruptcy amid declining foot traffic. So, RIP.
I've never been to a Hooters, but I think it's funny. I think the concept of a restaurant is very funny.
I've been one time, I think, and that's it.
I would like to go in one just to get a t-shirt before they leave forever. Maybe that would be like merchandise, because don't they sell them? I'm sure they sell them.
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah, I want to go get a t-shirt. Like, I guess I'll order wings or something, like, if I need to. Like, I'll take a menu, but, like, if you can walk in and just get a t-shirt, I will.
Since you're not allowed at the Buffalo Wild Wings nearest to your apartment
I don't
anymore.
have a restraining order from B-dubs. Like, they know me, and I'm afraid to be a regular at a restaurant. That scares me.
When was the last time you were there?
I'm afraid they might still know, but it was like over the summer, this past year. It was like over the summer, and I think I've told this story before, but I I walked in, and I always feel bad for this place because they're short staffed a lot. So I try not to go, and I especially try not to go when it's really busy, like during the NFL season or the NBA finals or whatever it may be. So I go in the summer when all the students are gone and there's really nothing going on. And I walked in there last time. And I'd seen the hostess before, but it's been a hot minute. But she looked at me and said, "Oh, it's been a while," and grabbed one menu and seated me. And I was like, "Oh my god, I can't come back here. They know me. I can't be here." I was like, "Yeah, it's been a minute. Please don't do that ever again." Yeah, maybe I'll get a Hooters shirt secondhand. If the viewers poll which city I should buy, I will scour the internet for one secondhand. So we're purchasing sustainably Hooters merchandise.
I like that. There we go. Yeah. Upcycling.
Ethically sourced Hooters merchandise.
Is that what it's called? Episode title. Episode title.
Yep, that's it. That's the one. Oh god.
That's the perfect way to wrap up the show. Thanks for listening, everybody. For my co-host Jonah, I have been Richard, the Treacherous. Follow us at OHOBC Pod, wherever you get your stuff. Happy Formula One season. Welcome back, everybody. Forza Ferrari. Good night.